Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the grade 11 unit 9 heat part 2. We have already discussed the part 1. Today we will be discussing the part 2. In this part we have to discuss about 3 activities, and for the first activity we need 2 beakers, 2 identical candles, and we need 2 thermometers. We'll fill these 2 beakers with water in the equal amount, and we will put the 2 thermometers into the water. We will not lit this candle, but we will light this candle. We will light one candle and we will unlight the other candle. Now we'll see what's going to happen after few minutes. In the figure 1, the temperature of this figure 1 remains unchanged, but the temperature of this figure 2 gradually start to increase. What is the reason for this increase in temperature in the second figure? The heat from this candle is transferred into the water in this beaker. Because this candle is lighted up, the heat from this candle is transferred into the water in the beaker. Because of this only, there is a gradual increase in temperature in the second system, and there is no increase in temperature in the first system. What is the definition for heat? Temperature difference existing between the two objects is known as heat. If you consider this example, the temperature difference between this candle and between this water is the difference in heat. Activity 2. For the activity 2, we need a beaker, one beaker, and we need a block of iron. We are going to heat this block of iron, and here we will be using a stirrer, and we have a thermometer. After heating this block of iron, we will measure the temperature of this iron, and before adding this block of iron into the water, we will measure the temperature of the thermometer of this system by using the thermometer. Now I will take this heated block of iron and I will put it into this water, and I will be continually stirring this in order to have a uniform temperature. Now you think that this block of iron is heated up to about 40 degrees Celsius, and you think that the temperature of this water was about 20 degrees Celsius. Little by little with time, what happens? The temperature from this cube or the temperature from this block will gradually flow into the water. The temperature that is in this block is gradually transferred into this water. Because of that, what happens? The temperature reading in the thermometer will start to increase. Because the heat flows from the iron block into the water, the temperature will gradually increase in this setup. After some time, there will be no change in temperature. The temperature will remain at a constant value. The reason for that is the temperature of the cube and the temperature of the water has become equal. That means it has become equal means it has come into thermal equilibrium. Activity 3. For the activity 3 also we need 3 similar beakers and we need 3 identical candles. Into one beaker we pour coconut oil, and into the other 2 beakers we pour water. Into this beaker, if we pour 20 milliliters of water, to this we will pour about 40 milliliters of water. We will put the double amount of water into the other beaker. After that, we will light all these 3 candles at once. You assume that the same amount of heat is produced by the candle. After some times, now we are using 3 thermometers and we are looking at the temperature change in these 3 systems. What happens? In coconut oil, the temperature start to increase fast. The temperature start to increase fast in coconut oil, and next in water, and after that in this water. What is the reason for this? The specific heat capacity of coconut oil is less than the specific heat capacity of water. Because of that, first this coconut oil start to increase. After that, the water with little amount of water start to increase. After that the water with double amount will start to increase. So by this experiment we can come to a conclusion like the amount of heat required to increase the temperature of an object by 1 unit is known as the heat capacity of the object. These three has three different heat capacities. Because these are two different substances, they have different heat capacities. And because the mass of this water, the substance is same, it's water in both the beakers, but the mass is different. Because the mass is different, it has a different heat capacity. We will see more details about heat capacity. The international unit of measuring heat capacity is joules per Kelvin. And also we measure heat in joules per degree Celsius also. As I told you before, heat capacity depends on the substance and on its mass. Because for example, you saw that in water, the water with little amount started to increase the temperature first than the water with the double amount. The reason for that is the mass. And when you compare water and oil, it was the same mass, but still because it was two substances, the heat capacity changed. The symbol for heat capacity is capital C. What is specific heat capacity? What is specific heat capacity? What is the difference between heat capacity and specific heat capacity? And what is the relationship between heat capacity and specific heat capacity? The amount of heat required to increase the temperature of a unit mass of a given substance by 1 degree is known as the specific heat capacity of the substance. The units of specific heat capacity are joules per kilogram per Kelvin or joules per kilogram per degree Celsius. The specific heat capacity is indicated by the symbol simple C. The relationship is heat capacity equal mass into specific heat capacity. Heat capacity is capital C, mass is simple M, and specific heat capacity is simple C. Quantity of heat. To measure the quantity of heat, we have an equation. Quantity of heat equal mass into specific heat capacity into temperature change. Quantity of heat is capital Q, mass is simple M, specific heat capacity is capital C, not capital C, simple C. Temperature difference is theta. The units of quantity of heat is joules, the unit of mass is kilograms, the units of specific heat capacity is joules per kilogram per Kelvin or joules per kilogram per degree Celsius, and the units of temperature difference is Kelvin or degree Celsius. I will show you some worked examples of using this equation. First question, find the amount of heat required to increase the temperature of 2 kilograms of water by 10 Kelvin. We have water 2 kilograms. We don't know the initial temperature, we don't know the final temperature, but we know the temperature difference or the increase in temperature. Theta 2 minus theta 1, that is 10 Kelvin. They are asking us to find the amount of heat supplied. This only they are asking us. That means Q. They are asking us to find Q, the amount of heat. Simple M they have given us as 2 kilograms. Simple C is the specific heat capacity of water. They have given it as 4200. And theta they have given us, theta is the increase in temperature. That means final temperature minus initial temperature. They have given us 10 Kelvin. Now we know the equation. Q equal mc theta. We are going to substitute these values into the equation. M is 2, Simple C is 4200 and theta is 10. We get the answer as 84,000 joules. Second question. The mass of a block of aluminium is 500 grams. Find the amount of heat required to increase the temperature of the block from 30 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. Specific heat capacity of aluminium is given as 900 joules per kilogram per degree Celsius. An aluminium block is there, 500 grams in weight. The initial temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. The final temperature is 50 degrees Celsius. The increase in temperature is 50 degrees Celsius minus 30 degrees Celsius, 20 degrees Celsius. The increase in temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. We have to supply a certain amount of heat. They are asking us to find this amount of heat. Amount of heat is the quantity of heat, that is Q. Q we have to find. Mass is 500 grams. Here we have to change these 500 grams into kilograms. Because our standard unit is kilograms, we have to convert it into kilograms. To convert this 500 grams into kilograms, we have to divide this 500 by 1000. Then we will get 0.5 kilogram. Simple C, specific heat capacity of aluminium is 900 joules per kilogram per degree Celsius. And theta is the increase in temperature, that is final temperature minus initial temperature, 50 minus 30, 20 degrees Celsius. Now we know the equation Q equal mc theta. We are going to substitute the values. M is 0.5, C is 900, theta is 20. We get the answer as 9,000 joules. Always the quantity of heat is given in joules. So the answer is 9,000 joules. Third question. If 20,000 joules of heat is transferred to 2 kilograms of copper at a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius, what is the final temperature? There is 2 kilograms of copper. Initial temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. Final temperature we don't know. So we don't know the increase in temperature also. The amount of heat supplied is 20,000 joules. Here we are supplying a heat of 20,000 joules. Now we are going to record the details. Q is 20,000 joules. Simple M, that is mass. Mass is 2 kilograms. Simple C, specific heat capacity is 400. And theta we don't know. We have to find this theta. Q equal mc theta. M is 2, C is 400, theta we don't know, and Q is 20,000 joules. Now we don't know theta. We have to subject theta. I will leave theta that side and 20,000 is here. I am going to take this 2 and this 400 this side. Because it is a multiplication, when it comes this side it becomes a division. So 2 into 400 comes down. Now cancel. 4 times 5, you get theta as 2.25 degrees Celsius. The final temperature of copper will be 30 degrees Celsius plus 25 degrees Celsius. Final temperature equal 30 degrees Celsius plus 25 degrees Celsius. You will get 55 degrees Celsius.